Throughout Roblox's long and confusing history, there have been a plethora of Roblox events that have happened long over time. From early events such as the Homestead Furniture Contest all the way to new ones like the Hunt and the Classic. But some of these events have completely flew under people's noses for a variety of reasons. Whether the event generally wasn't liked by the public, or the event just getting completely cancelled altogether. These are some of the most obscure events Roblox has had to offer. I'd like to say that there isn't going to be a particular order, and yes, I'm counting cancelled events as official events. If the event had items that were made, it's going on the list. There will also be an elbow reveal at the end of the video, as I said I might do for your 700 subscribers special. But I don't want to waste your time, so let's just go on to the events. You may have heard about the event Turkey Hunt 2009 and 2013 since they reused the exact same event. It's a game where you collect turkeys and bring them back to a dinner table. The more turkeys, the more points. But you may not have heard of Turkey Hunt 2010. This time there are two teams, hunters and turkeys. Turkeys have to survive and not get shot by the hunters, where the hunters have to shoot the turkeys and cook them. This event was less popular probably since it had a noticeably smaller amount of items, with 2009 having 11 items and 2010 only having 4. These items are pretty simple. The construction paper turkey headband could have been achieved by scoring 50 points, and the tribal turkey hunter could have been achieved by scoring 200 points. The atypical pilgrim could have been bought for 275 Robux, and the cooked Thanksgiving turkey could have been bought for 250 Robux. Simple as that. It honestly kinda sucks to see that this was the last original turkey hunt, even though it was only the second. But they made up for it by giving us Bloxgiving 2014, 2015, and 2017, so it's not all that bad. Transformers! More than meets the eye. Transformers. Robots in disguise. The next event is the Transformers Prime event, which started in early 2011. Like the last event, this one was also unpopular. The event was hosted under the Transformers event account, which I was pretty surprised to see that it's still up today, although the games from the event are all private. There were 10 games, 5 for each team, the Autobots and the Decepticons. There were 2 items to match the teams, the Autobot Recruit Cap, which you could have gotten if you found all 5 coins in the Autobots games, and the Decepticon Recruit Cap, which you could have gotten if you found all 5 coins in the Decepticon games. I don't really have an opinion on this event. It's nothing crazy, the hats are nothing special, I don't know what else to say. Have y'all ever wanted to climb Mount Everest? Yeah, me neither. Mountain Adventure Building Contest. If you couldn't guess, this is a building contest. It's from early 2010, where players were told to build a climbable mountain, otherwise an obby that was themed around mountain climbing. If you don't know how these contests worked, players entered a game they made based on what the event was about. Other players could vote on their favorite games that were submitted, and the games with the highest rating would receive their prize. The top 5 players for the highest rated places were High Cup 789, Ice Tamper, Locking, Icy Flame 7, and Boshikart, who all received a rating above 1600. The top 5 players with the most visited places were Mario Star 6464, who later became known as Ripple, Bluxer, Devin5134, now known as No Alias, Segs, now known as The Richest, and Shadow 7777777. The accessories in this event are questionable. We have the Mountain Climber's helmet, which you could have gotten if you had a rating above 5%, and I'm sorry, this is one of the weirdest looking helmets I've ever seen, and why does it look like a Half-Life 2 Metro Cop from the back? We also have Mr. Mountain, which is also a super weird looking item, and why did Roblox make it go limited? It's just super ugly. You could have gotten this if you had a rating above 1450. At least the next item isn't as bad. The pickaxe is a gear you could have gotten if you had a rating above 1600. By far the best on this list, the Helm of the Sacred Earth could have been achieved by getting ratings above 95%, and the item is now a rare limited, currently worth 170k Robux. For the most visited places, if you had about 50 visits, you could have gotten the Volcanic Island, and it's probably just me, but I really like this item, and I wish I could have gotten it. Now we're on the last item, and certainly least item, the Abominable Snowman. You could have gotten this gear if you had above 500 visits, and honestly, this is just the ugliest item in my opinion. You could argue that it's an item from 2010. Not all items looked perfect back then, but still, I feel like there are so much better items. But if you really want this item for some reason, you can still buy it for 350 Robux. Now that we got the public events out of the way, let's move on to the canceled events. As I said earlier, I'm counting these events as real events as long as they add items. Remember the Croods? Well, Roblox was actually sponsored by DreamWorks, and Roblox was going to make a game regarding the Croods. But for some reason, Roblox decided to scrap that idea and just turn it into an event page, which kind of sucks. The game was supposed to be a disaster survival game with 4 disasters and an MVP system, but that's all that's really known about the game. There is a game from 2013 made around the same time as the event made by Mordor that may be the event game, but it most likely isn't. The items in this event were pretty alright. There were 3 different Croods caps, which you could have bought each for 1 ticket, or 0.1 Robux, I guess. There was also a gear called the Macawnivore, which was based off of an animal in the movie. And then there are the packages. This was originally going to be the first event to use packages as prizes instead of the box trolls event. The Croods event packages look way more janky than the box trolls. The Grug package is the only one that we know looks like after all this time, while the 2 other Eep and Guy packages have been lost and we don't know what they look like. But if you want to know what they'd look like, just search up Eep or Guy from the Croods, click on images, and then imagine the character if it was a poorly made plastic model. If the event did actually happen, I have a feeling it would stay relevant after all these years, though I think the event would be memed on more than praised. And finally, we are on to the last event, which is, of course, another cancelled event. I chose this one since it is stupidly undocumented. It doesn't even have an official name. The placeholder name of this event is the Android Promotional Event. This event was made for celebrating Roblox finally releasing on Android. There are 6 items, 2 of which are relatively similar. There's the Android Shoulder Friend, the Android Headphones, both versions of the Android Caps, the Android Tablet Head, my personal favorite, and the Android Outfit, which is literally just a shirt, and that's it. Nothing else to say about this event. No game, no contest, nothing. Just a few unobtainable items left to rot in the backbone of Roblox. A little sad to leave off, but there's nothing we can really do. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, real original outro. Never heard that one before, huh? Anyways, remember that elbow reveal I said I'll do? Well, here it is, my elbow. Are you happy? Cue outro thing.